In the upper right, we've got our Terran player. He proxy racks in the first game. We'll see what he does this time. He is
STX Soul Innovation.
Trying to steal his builder, is that Guerrillas?
I saw that. In the bottom left, we've got our Protoss player. He's having a bad day, but maybe this is his chance to turn that all around. He is
StarTale Squirtle.
All right. What will you do this time, Innovation? Just a regular Rex. Come on, throw down a gas. Let's see some cheese.
Now it's cheese.
Let's do some cheesy. It doesn't look like it, though.
Well, I mean, I guess there's no harm really at this point in time in Innovation just trying a standard game.
Yeah, why not? He might be really good.
He gets 2 chances.
He might be really good at standard games. And if Squirtle plays like he did in those other games, there's definitely some holes in it.
Yep, just take it to late game.
Yeah.
The winner goes on to face off against Keen. Don't forget, guys.
Yeah. And wouldn't that be wild if Innovation won and then went on to face Keen and then won that? How crazy would that be?
Yeah, that would be pretty wild.
Well, that probe is trapped, Tasteless. It is a death sentence. It will be carried out by the first Marine, most likely.
That Marine is building right now.
Yeah.
It's like it's getting trained. It's like the Marine's in there. He's like, hell, it's about time. And then the mask shuts while the cigar is still in his mouth, and then he drops the cigar out of his mouth and it lands like on his neck somewhere in his suit. He's just screaming, whacking his hands on his suit. Because that's what I thought when I first saw Tychus Finley close his suit. I was like, Tychus, you're still smoking. That's going to fill up with smoke, and you're going to start coughing, and then you're going to burn yourself.
So when he walks out of the booth, he only has 35 hit points, and the Terran player's like, I already have stim? And he's like, no.
I was smoking in my suit again.
All right, well, Squirtle's gotten plenty of intel with this probe. He knows that there's going to be a command center down there.
Yep.
In the meantime, Squirtle probably going to just go expand himself. Yeah, based upon where his core is, he's going to make a Nexus.
Squirtle loves this build.
Yeah, he loves to
Squirtle
expand.
kind of reminds me of Hydra.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like Squirtle just has really well executed builds and is really good macro, but then when it comes to cheesing, I don't know if Hydra still is losing to cheese as much.
I don't know. Well, he definitely loses to cheeses quite.
He reminds me of Hydra because he wears glasses. It's like Tasteless. This is.
Well, I don't know. Because he has some really interesting, somewhat cheesy builds, like some of his DT builds and stuff, which are really neat. He's done a lot of 5 gates in the past.
That is true. I was discounting that.
No, let's not discount that.
I was wrong.
You're a little bit out of control today.
I'm a little crazy.
Well, with the double stalker, that's a little safety precaution. He doesn't want any Marines walking around and messing up his day. It's pretty smart to go double stalker if you go quick robo. Now he's only mining 1 probe in his second gas. I'm really confused. Okay, he's just rallying in. It's just a really precise gas build. Okay. I'm happy with it. Continue. Proceed, Squirtle.
2 more gates are on the way here. This is a very good standard orthodox PvT build.
It's like the second safest build, basically. And against what he's facing, completely fine.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we do have Stim on the way, and he's just pumping out Marines. We have no factory, no eBay yet up for Innovation.
All right, a scan here that actually sees everything that he could possibly need to see right now.
And you know what? Innovation's going up just for reasonably quick medevacs. He's not getting too greedy or anything like that. And that's going to allow him to move out on the map with a lot of Marines with Stim and medevacs and combat shield. And if Squirtle, gets out of position or gets a little bit too greedy, there's definitely the possibility that Innovation can deal some significant damage to him.
The Observer pops out. And this will be the first moment where Protoss really gets to see what exactly is going on over on the Terran side of the map. And he will see that really nothing out of the ordinary is happening. Now we have a Forge and a Twilight Council coming here.
Yeah, looks like he just wants to go ahead into Twilight style build here. Let's get that armor, get charge, get blink. He might get blink first. It's hard to say. It's sometimes a stylistic choice.
I'm starting to like blink first more and more.
I go back and forth a lot, and a lot of it depends on what I've scouted. Especially when you have that observer, I feel like you can make a good choice. Like in this situation, you see this quick of a starport. I think you go blink.
Yeah, if you have like a situation where they're not getting if they're getting a lot of barracks and the medevacs are late, then I guess charge is good. But yeah.
Well, he's getting charge here, and this might mean that he wants to go up to 7 gates and go for like a charge storm timing. That's definitely a possibility. Or just overall, if he's deciding on storm tech as opposed to Colossus tech, charge is oftentimes the better one to get because you're actually not going to make any more stalkers, really. You're really going to utilize the Zealots to stop drops in the early game, and then Templars a little bit later on. And in fact, that is what he's going to go for. So it makes sense now that he hasn't gone for Blink here. Blink is more for Colossus play.
Templar Archives.
And he's
way now, more gates.
Right up to 7. And yeah, this is very standard from Squirtle. This is like a build that you see a lot nowadays.
All right, combat shields halfway done. More medevacs coming out right now. And it looks like we have invitation just moving out. I think he wants to just make sure that Squirtle feels the pressure. I don't think he's actually going to attack into this, but we'll see. +1 attack is about to finish.
Yeah, his combat shields are really close as well. His first couple of medevacs will be over here in a second. Squirtle has to be careful because medevacs could go into his main base. Okay, there you go. So he does have an observer over the army. That's what's helping him out right now.
Innovation should scan his army right now. There's always an observer over your army when you move out as Terran at this phase of the game.
Yeah, there definitely should be. If there's not, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Interesting. Deciding to get +1 attack before +2 armor. Don't normally see that with this build.
Well, I wonder if that's a mistake, actually.
It's Killer Rocks?
No, I mean the +1 attack. That just... Squirtle does seem to be playing a little bit off today.
I think he's doing it because there's so much pressure at his
front. My God, CB pull.
Oh my God, and he's going to hit this before Storm. There are 2 Archons and a lot of force fields, though. So I feel like, you know what, he has so many force fields, I think he could hold this off until he has Storm even. But he's not going to do that.
Well, he could now.
Okay, he's still going to do it. But that area does require 4 as opposed to, I feel like you could do 3 at the end, maybe? 1, 2.
Let's see here. Storm is close to getting done. It's 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close. Innovation just washing up against here. He's taking a lot of hits on those Archons. He has to be careful about that. He really needs like 1 or 2 storms. And look at that, force field's just being so hero right now. Oh my God, this is really sloppy by Squirtle so far. And one of his Archons is almost dead, and he hasn't...
All right, here we go! Stim.
Storm is done!
But he's kiting very well. Does the Templar have enough energy for Storm?
He does, yeah. But this is like really poor control by Squirtle so far.
Oh my God!
And the Templar died.
I don't even know what to say. I am not tasteless, I am speechless. GG.
That was wretched control.
That hurt my eyes.
I want a camera shot on Squirtle right now so badly. Because
like super religious people that say like they saw the statue of the Virgin Mary like crying tears of blood.
Yeah.
Well, she probably was watching that game. That was painful. Wow, Squirtle had a bad day today.
He had a storm, and the Templar went to the front and got shot by Marines. Like, he had storm for a long time in there. Like, he needed the Templar to come up to the front a bit because he needed to land a perfect storm because he already took so much damage, but...
What was that?
I don't know, but we've seen this from a couple pro gamers this season where it's like, wow, you really underperformed in this group. I don't understand. Like Happy, for instance.
Even if he sees the SCVs coming, you know what he can do? He can, even if he's not sure that he can hold that, and I think he could have held that a little bit better, he can make cannons. He has enough time. He can make a bunch of force fields.
Yeah, if you're going to hold
they have all their SCVs right there. Okay, well, like they're not mining with a huge chunk of their army. If you hold that off, you're going to kill off probably all their medevacs, but most importantly, you're going to kill off all their SCVs. That's the first thing to die. And then they've basically given up a huge chunk of their economy. And then you expand and you just get more ahead and you win.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be hard to hold, but not impossible, and it shouldn't have looked like that. He ended up killing almost no units. Like, that was just a very poor hold.
All right.
I feel like a lot of
I have clinical depression now from that game. We're going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we're going to have our final best of 3 to see who gets out of this GSL Codex group.